Wanjimon says, Nangani Paidamoyo Dandadzi, and welcome to the Girls Table, where we talk about issues to do with young women. Today we're talking about issues to do with young women and elections. I have my guest today. My guest is a former Ward 8 councillor in Wange. Her name is Teresa Mutara. Madam Teresa, today we want to talk about, I've got a few questions to ask you. I want to know that, do you think young women register to vote?
Oh, Paida, I happen to be one of the councillors who was giving proof of residence in two different voter registration activities or occasions. That happened, the first one was at Lwendulu Primary School, mid-May, and the last one was at Thomas Quarter, end of May. And in all those activities or occasions, young women, they really responded to voter registration call, because in every 5 people or 10 people, there were about 5 women, young women, and maybe one young man, and the rest were adults, senior citizens. So I believe the young women really responded to the call of voter registration.
This is wonderful. So, sorry, I'm calling you Madam Teresa Memutara. Memutara, may you kindly tell me that why do you think we have few women who are aspiring candidates for public office?
Paida, I think the reason is being for us to having few women being aspiring councillors or being aspiring candidates to whatever level of leadership. I think we, as a community or as a country at large, we are still behind, and we are still living we're still living in a patriarchal system where men thinks they take charge or they take the lead. We are not even considering women to take these positions. And I just wonder why, if the issue of gender policy was introduced. The gender policy was introduced for us to share responsibilities, for us to share these positions equally. And also the Beijing Declaration, it empowered the women to take charge or to take these leading positions as men are doing. But sadly, we are still behind. If you can look at Wangeloko board, few women, I think there are about 2 or 3 that managed to go through the ballot. The rest are being taken or considered at party level. That clearly tells us that women are still oppressed. Women are still being disadvantaged of taking this leading position or leadership position. And I believe it's high time the feminists stand up and fight for the women and fight for gender equality.
I have totally noted that, but as we continue, let us get more of this. Are there campaigns, the young women who are aspiring candidates for public office, are there campaigns enough for the community? And I would like to know as well that how does violence affect women pursuing a political position?
Used to campaign against another woman. This is where men are using women and to deceive another woman. For instance, you see that there will be a woman who is aspiring as a candidate, but sadly you see a man who is also aspiring on the other side or another level. Maybe it can be at provincial level, it can be at central government level, it can be maybe what they call slates or what they call factions within a political party. They will then find that other person of whom they want, not on merit, but just because of factions. This is what is happening in political parties, and we really cannot run away from it. But I believe it's a bad practice because it doesn't produce the best candidate out of us, the best candidate that will represent the community. But it's only an issue of who are you to who and how much do you have. I think there is a lot of corruption, and I think there is a lot of violation of the right of women to stand, the violation of the Beijing declaration and the violation of the gender policy. Because as it is, if we can have an analysis of the whole exercise and see how many women have made it to that, and maybe scrutinize and really make a research on what happened, we'll then find out that our findings may be that on the other hand it might be that this person wanted a certain person to a certain aspiring candidate to get in that position. Oh, you will see that it's an issue of factions, that because of that person who is leading the faction, that very aspiring woman will be not on his side. Oh, it's the issue of corruption, the issue of money. So I believe it's high time the CESOs be on the ground on every after 5 years, such that during that time they will be educating women that Paida is so sad that in Zimbabwe we constitute a high number in our population. Women have a high number in the Zimbabwean population, but sadly we are the least number which is found in leadership position. Also on the issue of campaigns in the community, there is this assumption that a woman who is in politics is a prostitute. With this assumption, when a woman goes to campaign, we are called all sorts of names. They are called all sorts of names. They are being labeled as people, those vasina unu, of which we should. I think it's high time for the community and all the people to desist from that thinking that someone who has gone into politics is also a prostitute. That is not it. They are happily married people. We have a concern to change the situation in the country. We have a developmental thinking or wishes of improving or changing the situation in a community. So it's not all of us, and it's not all of the women who are like that. And I think this thinking should be removed, or people needs to be educated, especially men, because I think this is the most biggest challenge with women or candidates who are now campaigning on the ground.
It's very sad indeed, and I've learned a lot from what you just said, and I hope people there will understand and will know what is it, how do we feel as women who are aspiring candidates for public office go through our emotions, what we go through, what we face during this phase. Okay, so what advice can you give to other women?
My advice to my male colleagues, the women, is that it is high time as women we stand up for each other. It is high time for us as women to defend our rights as women. It is high time for us as women to know the statutes, to know the power that has been invested in us through the treaties or through policies that has been formulated for our advantage. There is SADC protocol, it empowers the women. There is Beijing declaration, it empowers us as women to take up these positions and also share with the men, such that we also prove to the community, we also prove to the society that as women we can do it. It's time for us as women to do away with the patriarchal system.
Thank you so much, Madam Teresa Motara from Wange, a former ward councillor of Ward 8, a very strong woman. Thank you so much. And this is all said on the Girls Table. Follow the Girls Table on the Girls Table on Facebook and Table Girls on Twitter. Until we meet next time, thank you so much.